Today I'm going to take chapter 3, genetics. What is genetics? Genetics is a branch of biology which deals with the study of genes, genetic variation and heredity. Let us see who is known as father of genetics. He is Gregor Mendel. Why he is called father of genetics? Because he has discovered 3 laws of inheritance in the year 1865. But in this year, his work was not published. After his death, 3 scientists published his work, and these were De Vries, Correns, and Schermak. Why he was considered as father of genetics? Because it was believed that Mendel has thought that there are some factors present in the parents which control some traits which are passed from parents to offsprings. When De Vries and other scientists compared with today, they found that his factors are today's genes and his traits are today's character. And that is how he is considered as father of genetics. Which plant he has taken? He has taken garden pea for his research work. The scientific name is Pisum sativum. What were the reasons that why he took this plant? So you have to write because this plant is annual, you get very quickly. It is self-pollinated so that you can fuse desired characters, as well as it is having many contrasting characters, among which Mendel has selected 7 contrasting characters. What are these contrasting characters? As you know, suppose we take height of a plant can be tall and can be short or dwarf. So these are contrasting characters. Like seed color was green and yellow. Shape of the seed he took was some were round, some were wrinkled. So there are 7 contrasting characters. You can check it from the book. Now Mendel said that these traits and characters are of 2 types. The one is dominant and other is recessive. What are dominant character? Usually dominant character are those which are visible. How you can write them or how can you symbolize them? So this only is possible by writing them in a capital alphabet. Suppose we take height of a plant tall, which is a dominant character. How will you write in the theory? You will write them as a capital T, as they are present in pair. The genes are present in pairs, so we write T and T capital. What are recessive characters? Recessive characters are not visible, or we can say they are hidden characters. How you will write them? They are written by small alphabet. Suppose we have taken height of the plant and we know short or the dwarf is a recessive character. How you will write? You will write as a small t, small t. Now what are alleles? We know that height of the plant is controlled by a gene. Suppose this is a gene. This controls tall as well as dwarf. So this tall and the dwarf are alleles of the given gene. Now we will see some more terminologies in genetics. When we write capital T and capital T dominant or small t recessive, we have to say that they are homozygous because both are same. Same way, if there is combination or condition of capital T, small t, we will say it is heterozygous condition. We are also going to take pure line parents. What do you mean by that? That means they are capital T, small t, small t. The next thing we are going to take is P1. P1 stands for parental generation. Then F1 stands for first filial generation, that is first offsprings. F2 stands for second filial generation or second offsprings of that particular experiment. Here we are going to write male. It is written like this by the arrow, and female will be symbolized with this particular symbol. Now we are going to study the three laws of Mendel. So let us see first law. The first law is known as law of dominance. Here we are going to take only one contrasting character, tall and dwarf. That is why it is called mono-hybrid cross. Now Mendel has done the experiment in this way. He has taken parents P1 generation. So male was taken capital T tall, and female was taken from the dwarf plant. We know meiosis, in the pollen grain meiosis will undergo and the two gametes will be formed. Same way in the ovule the meiosis will give rise to the two egg here. Now gametes will be fertilized. Do remember, haploid gamete of male, haploid gamete of female will fertilize. That is why we have shown capital T from the male, small t from the female, and this offspring is formed. We can say here the seed is formed. Same way, if we will fertilize from male and female, we will get 4 offsprings. That is 4 seeds we will get. When we will grow them, they will grow into tall plant. Why they will grow into the tall plant when they are having capital T of a tall plant and small t of a dwarf? The reason was that the dominant character is visible even though the recessive character is present. That's the law of dominance. So let us define the law of dominance. The law of dominance says that when an organism is heterozygous, this is heterozygous condition, for a trait, the allele that express is dominant, that is capital T, and the one which is hidden is recessive, that is small t. Now there was one scientist called Punnett. He has explained the same experiment with a square method. So this is called Punnett square. In this we will make these 9 squares. On the top we have written here male, that is this capital T, and on the left side we have symbolized with the female, and these are small t. Now we will fertilize capital T with the small t and fill this box. Same way we will fertilize the gametes and fill the box between them. And when you see, you will get the same result as it was here. What is it? This is F1 generation, and here all are tall. After this, the question comes, what is phenotypic ratio? Do remember, phenotypic means the character which is visible. What is visible? All are tall. That's why 4 we have written. Genotype, that is expression of genes. All the genes are same here, capital T, small t. So we write genotypic ratio as 4. So this was the first law.